Shelley. I'm so excited to connect with you. This is really just an honor and a pleasure because through the WhatsApp and through some of our coaching calls, I've just heard from you and seen you, but this is the first time that we get to play and interact. So I'm really excited. My name's Jen Lawton. I am a manager of a couple different teams at Glow Natural Wellness, and I'm also helping out in GlowFit, but I actually jumped in myself to the GlowFit program. And today I have the honor, like really exciting, to connect with one of our members. Her name is Shelley. And Shelley, if you would just you'd briefly introduce yourself and just give us a little bit of an introduction to who you are before you came to the program.
Okay, my name is Shelley. I'm here in Austin, Texas. I've been in fitness for, I don't know, many years. It's been a priority for me. I've been in a couple very reputable programs that have helped me get results and get me where I was at. And I was just looking for something more. I realized at a certain point of working on my fitness and health for, many years that I was just becoming a little stagnant and not really growing for the amount of work and effort I was putting forth, and just started looking outside the program that I was in. Like I said, I think the last two programs that was in really helped me advance to the level that I was. I am fairly lean and generally fit, but I was just not making improvement. And I kept thinking, I'm working really hard, I'm progressing in what I'm doing, but I'm staying the same and not changing. So I'm in my 50s, soon to reach 51, and a mom of two. My kids are getting older, and it's just become more of a priority to me to not only look good but to feel good, to be stronger as I age and get older. Because once you hit 40s and 50s, you just notice some changes in your body. And I just want to live a long, healthy, and happy, vibrant life. So that's how I came across GlowFit. It just happened to be in my inbox at the right time. And I'm not someone that just jumps into trends or something that I see there. I really take the time to look and see what it's about. I'm a person that likes to follow like the science and research out in the health field. And before I, commit to something, I want to know it's has proven results and it's something that's going to benefit where I'm at this stage of life. So, and it just, GlowFit seemed to fit all the boxes for me.
Oh, I love it. Well, I love that you jumped in. And I think it's actually important to mention that with GlowFit, we have so many different, everybody's coming in their own unique health journey, their own workout history. And so I love that you came in from a position of, okay, I'm fit, I'm healthy, but I've been basically, it sounds like I want more of a return on my investment. I want to go to that next level. And then also I heard you say strength as you're heading in. So it's those dual things, right? Like I'm in my 50s too. I usually say I'm turning 38 for or 35 for like the 18th time. So I always have to do the math.
We
I'm
joke like that too.
Yeah, I'm like, have I had my birthday this year? What age am I actually really? I think I'm 53. Yeah, I think yes, I will turn 54 in November. So I totally
That's
get
a good thing. I don't want to know what my
Yeah,
age is and how
yeah.
I want to feel good. And I actually feel better than I did in my younger years. And I'm at you know, my body's only getting better with time in this, period of life than it was before. And it's, I think like a lot of people doing the cardio or the focus on certain things, but now I kind of had a general idea beforehand, but getting into the program, I see what is involved in a well-rounded health program and all the different things that are important besides, cardio, with the strengthening of the muscles and still the cardio, but the mobility and just a whole well-rounded, like Coach Kijan says, body, mind, and spirit. I totally believe that is the full picture of health. So I had a
Absolutely.
lot of missing elements before and part of that.
Yeah, I can relate in past where it felt like there were certain pieces of exercise that I had to do, and I really feel like what's been a fun transition is more stepping into I get to strengthen my body. This feels so good, and that stepping into that place of I'm stronger and stronger, and my energy, I feel my energy strengthening. I feel more powerful, but it's also powerful in life. And so therefore there's more of me to give. So I really love what I heard you say. I also feel like there was an element that you shared around like up leveling, right? Like up leveling the whole experience around health. So mind, body, spirit. And I know coach doesn't like GlowFit referred to as a program, and I get it, because I think what the takeaway here is, this is what we would consider perhaps an invitation into a lifestyle where you're looking at up leveling and having these experiences where it's all of those pieces coming together. What do you think about that?
I agree. I don't see it as a program. Other things that I've been in before are a program, and I feel like I was just a small piece of it. But this, I would call it more of a community of like-minded people that are focused on fitness, with health, longevity, just feeling good in their body, feeling confident, feeling empowered, and not just in one little bubble of life, but all of it. I mean, everybody is focused on, just improving day to day. And I believe that mindset that Coach Kijan and Dr. Michelle bring, it's like every day is a new day. How can you be better? Just pushing yourself further. And sometimes we think we have these limitations, but I've learned through the program, like, I don't have a limitation. I don't have an obstacle. It's just something I can't do yet, but I can master it. I think it's just allowed me to expand in so many areas of my life. And I mean, I'm like joyful about this program because having me look at things that I can strive to do in all areas of my life is giving me the confidence and courage. We have that DEKA competition coming to Austin, and I'm training with one of our GlowFit members, a friend of mine now. And it's like, okay, we're doing DEKA. We haven't even done it yet. What's the next thing we're doing? And then we're looking at the next DEKA that's coming around. And I said, Coach Kijan and Dr. Michelle are always doing fantastic things that are beyond strength training and cardio. They're just looking at ways to up level in all areas and fitness and just going out there and achieving new things. And I'm like, okay, Diana, maybe it's running, maybe it's something we're just going to keep developing and reaching beyond what we think we can do. And it's such a confidence booster, and just it gives you an intention each day for your health. And I think it's not only good for ourselves, but our families that are seeing that, and others that, they're looking. I have people in my own life, friends going on vacation, and they're like, wow, what are you doing? Like, I saw you last year, but your fitness level is different. And I was thin and fit before, but they're like, what are you doing? Are you like just lifting these heavy weights? How are you getting your arms toned? And these are from, some of them are in their 20s. Their kids are asking me, do you have to lift heavy weights to get what you're looking like? And can I call you when you get back home? I mean, it's just, and it feels good to know, to have this for yourself, but it also feels good to give it away and share it with other people. And I find like the women in the community are just as sharing, and just as, they're giving back to their families and just living by example. And it just, I don't know, to me, I'm just excited about the program. I'm grateful for it, everybody that's in it. And it's just been a wonderful benefit for me and my own family. There's just a couple things, like I didn't always grow up with health and fitness. Actually, it was kind of a very distorted way of health. I have a lot of family members with health problems. My mom, had gastric bypass, a lot of overweight issues growing up. My older sister, which was a model for me, struggled with weight, was dieting. I got into dieting when I was 12. The culture of restriction and over exercising was a big part of my life for many, many years, all through college, up until having my first child. It was just that kind of mindset. And then I kind of wanted to discover for myself, knowing it wasn't right, and kind of came about health. But there's still a lot of people and family members in my life that struggle with health. I see it in my life today with, family members still going through some of those current things. My health has always been a priority for me, and it hasn't always been perfect. I've had problems with my hormones. I'm in perimenopause. I have an autoimmune condition. I have hypothyroidism. But sometimes I think to myself, like, wow, I should be, and my doctors even say, how do you have so much energy for what your levels are showing? And I feel like exercise has been the answer, and fitness, not just exercise, but the whole package of holistic health with like meditation and breathing and just the simple things with fitness have helped me. I just feel like I've come across it later in life, and I'm just, at a point where it's just benefited me and I can see it in other ways. And the other area that it's really helped me is I'm very much an introvert in a lot of areas of my life when it comes to professional things. I've been a stay-at-home mom for many years, raising my kids, and I wanted to pursue something and I've gotten the education for it, but I feel like I hold myself back. I feel like, oh, I need to know more or do more. And this program has really upped my confidence and courage in a lot of different ways. And just the mental mindset that it's such a big part of it. I just feel like I don't want to miss out on my purpose and what is meaningful and what my intentions are in other areas of my life. And it's almost like a comparison. I'm out there every day trying to improve my health, but I want to be out there living a meaningful and purposeful life. And so now I feel like I have the courage to be myself and not hold back in other areas. And I'm excited about that too, just to pursue things that I've been, kind of holding myself back, not thinking that I'm ready, because you only have today, you don't know what tomorrow is. And I feel like I'm ready to take on some new challenges, like I do in this part of my life.
I'm so happy for you. And it's just absolutely brilliant that what I'm hearing is that this confidence and this courage and these experiences that you've had in, can I do this? Can I push myself? And yes, and it feels good. And there's been this, you've stepped up, right? Like the courage and the confidence have grown. And then brilliantly, you've said, well, if I'm doing it here, I can do it here, I can do it here, and I can do it with this confidence and courage and take the action, right? In
Yeah.
my passion and my purpose. So it's applicable, and then it has a ripple effect. So it sounds like it's something that, and that's so beautiful about the human's journey, like the healer's journey, if you will, is that so many people have had their own healing experiences, and then we naturally share. And so yeah, I love that. I love that you've naturally stepped into that and then brilliantly said, well, if I do it here, and I've done it with my body and my arms and my strength, and I'm growing, and then I'm pushing myself for the DEKA, or I'm whatever these ways that you've challenged and you've had these moments of, can I? Yep. Can I? Yep. And or maybe not yet. I love that you brought up the not yet, but I'm growing, right? Like those little
Yeah.
pieces.
And
Yeah.
it's almost like, like in the program and Coach Kujan, they meet us where we're at. And it's not like you have to overhaul your life. It's, taking the next step, pushing yourself forward. And it's not scary and you're moving forward. So if I can do this in this area of my life, it's weird. It doesn't seem like with what I have up for professional goals going forward, it's not even like I want to take a baby step. It seems like, wow, I've been taking these huge jumps and wanting to push myself, fast track that I see in this other area. I don't want to just take baby steps. I really want to fully be out there living. And I think I'm going to, find a lot more joy and fulfillment in my life by doing that. And I do have to say, like, a big part of my excitement, my courage is the GlowFit community, because there are so many women on there of very different levels. Some are just at the very beginning stages of their health journey, learning how to get there and build stamina with just walking. I remember one lady trying to get up off the floor all the way till, I think, fairly advanced fitness levels. And just the stories in the GlowFit community, like that's the first thing I get on in the morning, and it's the last thing before I go to bed, because it makes you see how motivated, inspirational, like the stories are, and how vulnerable everybody is to share about it. And you just see like, wow, they overcame that. Like one of our friends with the leukemia and respiratory and heart challenges, every day she's just putting in there what she's able to do. And I can tell for all the GlowFit members, she's just an inspiration. And, when we're struggling it just helps to remember all the stories that are shared and the friends that we've made that, they're pushing hard, and they may have this obstacle, but they're overcoming it. And just seeing their mindset to persevere makes you want to persevere. I just can't speak highly of the GlowFit community. A lot of them I have never, most of them, of course, I haven't met, but I do, like, I've made friends. My friend Diana, that I train with every week for DEKA going forward, we just get together for hikes. And then another friend I just text daily with, back and forth. And then another one, we'll get together for little workouts, just doing our Coach Kijan and, our trainerized workouts together. It's just more fun and community. And I know I've never had it. Part of my fitness journey was always pretty much doing everything alone. I just go in and do my workouts. I write them down on my notebook and I do them. And it's just a solitary process. This has been such a unique, special community that, I honestly, genuinely feel there is nothing out there like this. The women in there are just really dear friends, and I haven't even met them, whether it's I need encouragement or maybe it's just a response to something that I post. Everybody has something positive, and I think it's truly life-giving to a lot of times to just spur you on and keep you going. Like, I'm a fairly disciplined person, but sometimes you lack motivation. But when you get around the women and read their stories or read what they say to you, it just makes you, you know, go further. And it's pretty awesome to be that person for somebody else. So, you know, I think Dr. Michelle and Coach Kijan really fostered this positive community. And I know everybody feels it. And every time we welcome a new member, everybody has something to say. You're going to love this. You're going to love this. These people are special. And it truly isn't just about fitness or health. It's about doing life together. We're sharing so much beyond health and fitness. That's truly how you get to know people on there. And I think I don't know, it's very special for me. I have friends in my life, but these are dear friends already. And the program, I think we started back in February, and it was just a fast forming friendship with everybody.
Yeah, and you're just such a gorgeous community member, and you've poured in so much love and support. It's really been fun to see it grow, and absolutely, it is definitely something that Dr. Michelle and Coach have worked to cultivate, which is the support and the kindness and the love, and that's what's just been growing and growing, right? In that support of one another, and like attracting like. And I think it's so important, so important for people to have community that is a place for them to be vulnerable, get support, give support, learn. And so, there is the essence of, hey, I did this today and yay. But to have a community where people are coming together with a purpose, and it is around, we had a gratitude challenge, or we had air squat challenge, like we have these different challenges, but supporting one another and having an experience where they're unified. And I think that a lot of times when we're on a device or we're on the computer, there's so much division. And for people to have over and over and over again experience where they feel seen, they feel supported, they're learning, they're motivated, but it is a unifying experience. So I think that I love so many pieces of that, but I love that you've given so much to the community. And so I love hearing that I didn't realize that you had made friendships from within. That doesn't surprise me, but that's amazing. I love it. I love it so much.
It's so amazing. Actually, it is to have more friends and to do, you're just doing life with. And like I said, sharing every part, talking about our kids, just, what you're experiencing on a day-to-day thing. And I also wanted to say, like, Coach Kijan and Dr. Michelle are very active in WhatsApp. And I've never had I've had like a life coach in my life, but I've never had like a fitness coach or anything like that. I've been on group calls where you learn and, you can share some things, but this, I feel like I can ask any question. They're very active in the WhatsApp. They're posting daily, they're responding to comments, they're putting videos up, and it's amazing how they have the same 24 hours in a day that we do. and what all they fit into their own life and what they put into Glow Fit. Like, we have our calls on Wednesday for 2 hours. And sometimes I'm like, I don't like to miss it because I like to learn and I don't like to miss out. And I like it when it's live because it seems like I'm with all my Glow Fit members at the same time. If I'm watching it on a replay when I was on vacation, it's not the same thing. A question comes up and Coach and Dr. Michelle are like, okay, we're going to put that in the WhatsApp tomorrow. We'll have a video for that. Their minds are constantly turning and thinking about how can we improve what we're putting out to the community. How can we encourage them with the challenges? How can we show them on, form? How can we put the next challenge up there? There's rewards and little gifts to keep people motivated. And Coach is always asking for video after video, send me your form. And I've done that. And honestly, I knew before I did that, I was kind of like scared to send it to him, but I knew like I'm a person that likes to push the weights and I have a bad back after some accidents. And he's like, send me in your video about your squat. And I did do it. And he gave me some really good feedback. He's always asking for it. And it's very individualized because what somebody else needs is not the same thing. For my back situation, he could tell where my weakness was, and he gave me some really helpful tips that have helped push my progress further. And when I reach out to him, like I would take my progress pictures every couple weeks and I would say, here's my pictures, here's what I think, here's what the scale says. And he's very expert on what to help with, but then he would really trust what my instincts were about my body. I'd be like, I think I need more food. I went on vacation and I've always been really disciplined about my workout. I'm like, Coach, here are my pictures. I think I'm still progressing, but I think I need to step away from 4 sets to 3 sets right now. And I've religiously tracked my food for years, never taking a break. When I was on vacation, it felt good to have a little bit of that freedom. I'm going to enter my food, but I'm not going to be strict about it because I still want to make this gains and progress, but I want to relax a little bit because I've been very disciplined for a long time. And he gave me feedback on my pictures and just wherever I was at, that's where he was going to let me be. And he was very positive about it. I was like, oh gosh, what if I say I'm changing what I'm doing right now and I don't want to do that? But he's very supportive. And I got to tell you, there's been at least 2 or 3 times that I've contacted him. And within a second, I have a voice recording back that he's just messaged me like 30 seconds later. And he's on the airplane. I can hear him on the airplane next to Dr. Michelle with immediate feedback. And if he'll just touch base with me and then he'll say, I'll get back to you later when I have more time. I'm on a way to the meeting or I'm on the flight. But it's just, very fast feedback. And I trust the method. There's been some unique, since I've been strength training for a while, I knew about some intensity techniques and doing this to push a little bit further and progressive overload and all that stuff. But he has some really good techniques that I've never come across before. And his tempo flex and just how to squeeze muscles. And it's not always about lifting heavier and it's just being fitter, stronger, faster, all that he says. It's like squeezing your muscles, really feeling the connection. And, on our group calls, he's like, okay, if people aren't getting this, we're going to do another video how to break it down smaller so they understand it. So there's very good education. It's in reach of everybody that's just learning or just on the beginning of the fitness journey and those that are more advanced. So I consider myself at the kind of more, I'm not a beginner and I'm a little bit, but I'm not way far ahead, that I think everything's been helpful and new learnings and tools for me to use to, even when I step back and said, hey, I'm going to go to 3 sets and I'm not going to track as stringently, I still see my body progressing in a positive way. I have proof of it. My DEXA scan, after being in this program, I'm at my leanest and most muscle that I've had. I look at my recovery scores and I look at now that I've incorporated, I didn't used to incorporate cardio. I used to do steady state cardio, which is just walking. But now it was hard for me to implement at first, but I had my GlowFit member saying, you can do it, when I was not really motivated to do it. And so I kept up with it and I still do it. And I actually like it now. I found what I like and what works for me. And I've just seen proof even in my scores with my VO2 level, my heart's doing better and getting stronger. And so I have a lot of proof in writing from just starting to the program to here.
That's amazing. I love hearing about the DEXA scan, and it's fun having those measurable, but I mean, we know our bodies and you know you've been progressing, but I think sometimes it's fun to look back and be like, whoa, I've actually gained this amount of muscle, or I have this measurable result. So I think it's fun to have both. But your experience, like how you're feeling in your body, your energy level, your strength, I think that's one of the most beautiful parts, at least for me. And from what I've heard some of the members share, is something that you just touched on a moment ago, which is the mind body connection, really focusing on squeezing the muscle, the isometric. So you're not even lifting the weight, you're actually just using the strength of your body, but you're really focusing on the connection. And for me, there was just this epiphany moment where it was, sometimes I have worked out and I've just gone through the motions. This is a very powerful connection between what you're doing with your body and what you're envisioning the muscle work. You're just making this beautiful mind body connection. But I feel like what it's also done is it's easier then to take that presence, that truly that connected to your body, and then you're more connected to your life. I feel like we have the ability, I have, I've seen and I've heard members talk about, like, I'm doing this in other areas. I feel like I'm more connected in life, and it makes sense, right? So
Yes.
much of the modern world can be about distraction, and this is about intention and connection and your purpose, right? You're purposely in connection. And so I love that you brought that up.
I'm totally in my body when I work out. A lot of people listen to music. I go in the gym and I am just thinking about what I've been taught in the program. I'm squeezing that muscle. And even when I do the isometrics without weights is game changer. You can do it for every body part. And that's one thing that I was like, it was huge for me. I had never heard of that. Like, I just go in there and I will just squeeze that muscle without any weight. And then it transfers over when I'm going to my strength training my workout on what's the appropriate form, what muscle am I working, which one am I squeezing, how am I getting the most out of it. I did want to go back on the DEXA scan because yes, I have seen proof in you. There was a time when I was in another program and I was getting DEXA scans, not, every 5 months or so. And I went and I was shocked thinking I'm progressing in my weights. I'm writing down my things in my notebook and I'm lifting heavier. And I was shocked to find out that I was losing muscle. And one big thing for me, even though I was more, at a little bit more advanced stage, I wasn't truly understanding how to fuel my body properly. And I knew about macros. I was doing the macro counting, but I didn't understand how to fuel my body for what I was doing. So I was actually losing muscle when I was really, really, pushing in the gym. And that's been another game changer for me, talking with Coach Kijan and taking progress pictures and measurements. And I'm noticing this. I think I need to up my calories, and just being in tune with what I need for my body. Like I said, Coach Kijan, I'm doing my steady state walking every morning. I'm implementing cardio this many times. I'm doing strength training here. I'm an active person. These are my calories. What do you think? And he was very able to fine tune what I needed and implement a little advanced strategy of some carb cycling and trying that out, which worked. So the macros and learning that through GlowFit has been something that has been big for me and a big part of my progress. And so I know that some members in the group are learning for the first time and it's kind of overwhelming at times, but just like he said, just starting where you're at with maybe just tracking protein or just, what you're eating. But I know it's been helpful for me to change how I was thinking. I did always know the importance of protein, but I'm eating more protein than I was. Carbs are not bad. I'm eating a lot of healthy fat. I feel like between Coach Kujan and Dr. Michelle with all the, her expertise in hormones and everything, that I'm doing everything right for my hypothyroidism, for maintaining my muscle, for energy, and all of that. So macros was a big thing through GlowFit for me.
Awesome. So I heard you say meeting you where you're at and customizable. So if someone is listening and they're like, I I'm new to health or I'm new to working out, what would you say to somebody that might be in that place of, I don't know if I can join, I don't know if this is for me. Did you have any hesitancy before you joined? Or what would you say to someone who might be saying to themselves, I wonder if this is worth it?
I would say you never go wrong with prioritizing yourself first. Because when you give to yourself, you can give to others. And it's not like you have to jump off the deep end. Your health is important for longevity. It's important. You're an example to others. But most importantly, when you fill up yourself, that, I like that other thing by Coach Kijan too, when you go within, you won't go without. And it just is every part of your life that will change. If you're just ready, willing, and able to just put a little bit in, you're going to get a big, huge investment. The returns are greater than you could even ever imagine. I'm glad that I came across the program when I did at the very beginning, but I do wish I came across it and it was out there beforehand. I just think that whether you think your life is too busy because you're raising kids or you're doing this or there's too much going on, if you can commit to it now, you'll show yourself. I mean, if you can do it when it's hard, you'll be able to do it, you know, any time of life. You won't drop it. And like people in our GlowFit community, some people, they're there full force. And then all of a sudden you see them take a back step and you're like, hey, I wonder where they're at. I haven't seen them in a while. And then they'll come back. I had this hard issue to deal with, or it's summer, or I'm taking care of a sick parent, or my dad passed away, or whatever. We've had all of those things, but you only get what you invest. And if you just have a little bit to invest, you're going to make an improvement in what yesterday was. So you don't have to commit 100% if you don't have 100% to give. And like I said before, everybody, the coaches, the community, everybody meets you where you're at. And if it's a hard stage of life, trust me, you are going to have more support than you ever would have dreamed of. You're going to love the community and you're just going to wish you did it sooner. So I would just encourage everybody to say yes to themselves, say yes to their health and a better, more vibrant, joyful, grateful, happy life.
That's awesome.
It's been true for me.
Yeah. I was just going to say, like, if you could,
I get so excited.
Yeah, well, but it sounds like if you could share, like, in a sentence, some of the greatest takeaways. I mean, if I could recap, I would say courage, confidence,
Yes.
strength, and that it's impacting those around you. And then it's also inviting you to step up into courage and confidence and impact and strength in other areas of your life, which are going to, by extension, when we're in this power and joy, then it ripples out to other areas. Right? So
Yeah,
all
said
of
it
that.
perfectly.
Oh my gosh, so fun.
Everything.
Okay, so I have a fun question.
Yes.
If you could just talk directly to Dr. Michelle and Coach Kijan and tell them something that you wanted to share about your experience or just say thank you, just go ahead. And what would you say to Dr. Michelle and Coach?
Gosh, I think I might cry. They're amazing. What I can say outside of fitness and health is that they truly are remarkable human beings that have passion first for other people, making an impact, motivating others to live their best life, believing that belief that they have in me and everybody. I haven't always felt that. And honestly, I feel like I've been showing myself as being more outgoing on this call than I normally am. But the confidence, the courage, the support, like I feel like you breathe life into me, and the courage and the confidence. Like, when I can't grasp it for myself, I see that belief that you have in me and all of us. And it's just like, I see what you see, and it makes me want to do more and step outside of that shy, quiet, not good enough self to really bloom and transform in the best way possible. So, I mean, Dr. Michelle, to see you as an example of what you've been able to achieve in that short months is, I can't say a miracle because you've put a lot of work into it and you've had a wonderful, wonderful coach, but the drive, the determination, the perseverance, and training with you guys in Austin, it's just like nothing that I've ever experienced. I've never been pushed so hard. You've helped me to see that there are no limitations and I can push through barriers. I can push through what I think is my level of strength, and there's still more in the tank. I just love you guys. I love the community, and I am so thankful that you co-created this community and experience for us. And I know I'll always be forever grateful because I'm always going to be a part of it. And it's just amazing to be a part of the lives of so many amazing people and to have such friends, and, and it's benefiting my health. And, I see these years coming as the best part of my life and not something that's going downhill, but I'm excited for. And I've never felt like that until I became a part of GlowFit. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate you guys. We have one life, and one life to live well and the best that we want. And every choice, every habit, every decision, takes you towards that life or away from it. And it doesn't have to be a big step. It could be a small step, but it's just going in the right direction to live, you know, the life that you want, to live it with meaning, intention, and purpose. And I kind of remind myself of that every day, and that's what I do. So I hope others see that for themselves, and anything's possible.
Love it. Thank you, Shelley. And I'm going to go ahead and just say thank you, everybody, for checking us out and spending time. And I hope that you've had the ability to just really hear the wisdom in the heart, and really being able to share community with somebody like Shelley, who is got this healthy, not only healthy body, but it's a healthy spirit, right? Like stepping up and into that courage and that confidence. And so I just love spending this time. I'm going to turn the recording off so that we can continue to say a couple
Okay.
words to each other. But thank you, everybody, for joining in. And let's see if I could, there we go. All right, bye-bye.